Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoTrain.io. Let's just get a little bit of a market update. Let's look at where we are, what we expect for this week if we possibly can. But first, if you are not inside Discord, go ahead and join. It is free to join. You'll get free trades to show you how to set up trades, and like this one right here. This is a trade that we are currently still in. Looks like we may get stopped out here. Right now, we have locked in 10.76% right now in profits, and hopefully it doesn't break this EMA, which most likely is probably going to break it. We're going to get stopped out, and then we're just going to have to wait for our next entry. But right now, we just continue to wait. So what would you do if you're in this position right now? Would you jump into the short or will you wait? You see, trading in cryptocurrency in the stock market is all about waiting. It's patience. Just because you're not in the market doesn't mean you're not making money. Because if you jump in too late and catch that falling knife, or if it's shooting up, still catching that knife, you could bleed out and you can lose your whole account. So it's proper to wait for your proper entries, and therefore you know that the what do you call it, the is on your side. The amount of evidence will be on your side for that particular trade. Sorry, I couldn't think of the words. So what you want to do is you want to wait. Clearly, we're in a downward market right now. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. Clearly, we're in a downward market. So the best thing for us to do, if you're going to look to go long and short, and that's one of the things that we teach you, you don't always look for one direction. You don't always look for shorts and you don't always look for longs. You look for a short and a long. If this happens, then we're going to go short. But if this happens, we're going to go long. And so that's what we want to do right now. We want to see where we would do a trade at if we're going short. Well, if we're going to go short, what we really want to have is we want to have a full engulfed, a bear engulf right here. So we want to see this come up. We want a really big body green candlestick followed by a red one that's completely engulfed it. Then we know that our indicators are probably going to start turning red on us, and then we go short. We do not go short just yet because technically we are going sideways and we have no indication of where we're going. So we want to wait for the full engulf. That would be the key idea for us to do. That would be the key idea for us to do. But if not, what we want to do is we want to break above this EMA right here, find support on that EMA, and again, we want to have all of our indicators turning green on us, and preferably we'd like to break above the 0 lines on both of them, or the 50 line on the moving on the mom, and the 0 line on our custom MACD. So that's what we would look for in this particular setup right here. So we really want to have a bearish engulfing if we're going to go short, and if we go long, we want to break above this EMA, find support there while our indicators are all turning green on us. Let's go look at Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. We actually got stopped out in our Ethereum. We maxed out at 8.06% in this particular setup. Here's where we got in at the breakout. See, we had a proper setup, a proper entry. We knew that we were breaking out because everything started dropping on us. So this was a good risk to reward ratio. We had a really tight stop loss at 90.92%, not even 1%. And we maxed out. We got stopped out at 8.06. This little dip happened in the middle of the night for me in Texas, so I didn't get to catch this. But this again, this is the same type of setup as Bitcoin. We want to either have a fully engulfed, like right here. This would have been a good one right there to go short. You would have got a little bitty scalp on there because everything started turning down on you. You would have made some profits on there on scalping. This would not have been a long-term hold. This would have been a scalping. But what you really want to do is you want to find another engulfing, a bearish engulfing, or we want to find support on there. Our angles of your MACD or of your EMAs is absolutely telling to us. This is your medium term, this is your long term, medium term, and short term. Your medium term tells us that if we come up here and we touch this, we're not going to stay there because the angle is so sharp. Here, if this was like this, then it could go both ways. This is absolutely a huge angle down, so that tells us that we're still in a very decent bearish market. Here's Litecoin. Litecoin actually broke above it a couple hours ago, and we're just waiting for it to clearly break above it. What we want to do is have a nice green candlestick, and again, our middle EMA is totally pushing down, so we want to wait for that because if you do go long here, you know that this is going to push that price action down. So if you did go long here, this is where you want to take your target or your profits at and turn around and go short on them. But right now we're just steadily riding that EMA. So we want to have a clear breakout on there, and we want a full engulf ones. And this would not have been a fully engulf, so you wouldn't have gone short. You would just sit here and just be waiting right now. Again, trading, the key to trading is patience. And while you're waiting, you should learn how to trade. And while you're waiting and you're in Discord, ask questions and learn how to trade, because if you're waiting on the sidelines and you're not training yourself, you're just wasting time. Get into the Discord, wait for the proper trades, and while you're waiting, learn to trade. Learn to look for different patterns, crypto patterns and whatnot. Let's go look at XRP, and then we'll jump off here. XRP, here's a prime example where we broke up, but we didn't find support, so we don't want to take this position. If you were going to take any position, you would want to take it when it turned red on us, and you would have got a little bitty scalp off of that. A little bitty, it's 2.12%. That's a decent, because especially if you're leveraging at least 5 times. You don't want to leverage too high either, because crypto moves is so volatile that if you have a higher leverage, the quicker you get stopped out. 5 and 10% is absolutely reasonable to work with. Anything above that is just a little bit risky. If you do go above the 10x, you probably want to use a smaller position, like 50 to 100 bucks, depending on what your average size is. But here again, we don't have anything that's confluent with us. We have downwards, we're starting to turn green, and then we're starting to go sideways here. So we just want to leave this alone. But what I want to point out on XRP is when XRP won this lawsuit, it jumped up, what, 70, 80% on there. Anytime that any cryptocurrency jumps up like this is not a organic growth. This is a reaction growth. And so if you do this reaction growth, that means you can, most of the time, probably about 90-95% of the time, it always comes back to where it started. And that's exactly where it's at right now. So what we want to look for on XRP is we want to see where it finds support at. So if anywhere between 0.46% and above it, and we stay above that area, then we're probably going to head back up. I don't think we're going to head back up, and I know that a lot of people think that we're completely bullish. The whole world is in chaos right now. Where is the money going to come in at if there is money to be flown in? It's not going to come from the retailers because they don't have any money. It's not going to come from the institutions because they already pulled out. You can look at the stock market itself and people are pulling out. They're in cash completely. That is an indication that we're probably going to have a nice sell-off. So that's why you want to watch the dollar index. If the dollar index starts crashing or rising, you can get into crypto going the opposite way, because that's usually what happens. And gold would be a good indicator also. But right now, XRP, this is your resistance and your support line. So if we come down here and find support, then we want to try to go up. But all of our moving averages are all different. We have one that's going sideways. The short-term one is pushing down quite a bit, tells us that we're not going to head up too much. And then we have our medium one, which is a really good indicator that tells us that we're starting to turn over. Once we turn over, we're probably going to head back down. Another thing that you want to look for, in which we teach you into Discord, is you want to look for patterns that are 3/4 of the way or halfway set up, so you can learn to identify them. Because sorry, if you can identify the pattern before it happened, your confidence just goes out the window. It skyrockets so much. And what we have going on the day chart on XRP is we have a little shoulder, another shoulder, and this was a little head and shoulders itself, didn't break it. But what we have on a bigger scale is we have a left shoulder, we have a head. Now if we form that left shoulder, the right shoulder we're probably going to head back down, which I personally think that's what's going to happen. So how would you mark this? This would be the top of the shoulder, and this would be a 49% decrease. So if we do fulfill this right shoulder and we break below that and you go down, let me change this real quick. If we go down 49% from there, look where we're going to be at. 49%. If it fulfills it all the way, you're looking at a 23 cent XRP. I think that's where we're going. I think we're going to go below 30 cents. We're probably going to wick down there and touch that 20 cents. Again, there's no logic behind us being bullish right now because we have high interest rates. The housing market is fixing to crash. You have to have new money coming in, and people don't have that new money. But yep, so that's the update for cryptocurrency on today, Monday. What is it, 21st? Join Discord. It does help. It will help you because it'll show you how to be patient and how to set up trades, and you learn while you're waiting. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.